so I've literally never made a YouTube video before because I have no life. But this is just to get all my stress out. Not that I'm going to post it, but here we go. So this is about when my father left me, and my childhood basically sucks. So when I was like between the ages of like 1 and 5, obviously I don't remember much, but all I know is my life was fantastic, like great. I didn't know anything was going wrong with my mom or my dad. And on my 6th birthday, come home I'm at the bus stop in the bus, and I see my dad. But earlier that morning, my mom promised me she'd pick me up, so I just start bawling my eyes out, like, where is my mom? And I come to find out that she doesn't live at my house anymore and that she got kicked out. Great. Sorry, it's still sensitive. Then about a year later, I moved to the next town, which was Tamaqua. And I continue first grade. And all I remember is getting bullied. So my dad ended up getting, well, me and my sisters had a rough time, but my dad ended up getting a new wife, which I love her. We still talk, but they had 2 children. They fought all the time. It was abusive. My dad abused my sister all through it. I was emotionally and mentally abused. He would call me fat. Everything, but yeah. So basically all up until 6th grade I got bullied. And around after 6th grade was over, my dad and my stepmom had kept fighting, and they were physically fighting too, which was not healthy. And not to mention my dad was an alcoholic. My dad's an alcoholic still, and he would just do stupid shit all the time. Once he kicked an air conditioner and he broke his toe, so he's a fucking dumbass, so whatever. Anyways, middle school, right? Whatever. Oh, and so when my stepmom had her babies, which adorable, my sister, so my dad would go to work, but when he came home, my stepmom had to go to work. He would make me and my sister take care of those babies. So I'm prepared to be a mom whenever. Well, okay, when I get way older, yeah. But anyways, 6th grade. After 6th grade was over, my dad and my stepmom kept getting into these fights. And then this one day, my stepmom had a complete panic attack and stopped breathing a little. Yeah, in front of me. It was really nerve-wracking. She was gonna die, but she had to go to the mental hospital. My dad was cheating on her then still. And then the next day he invited his girlfriend to our house to meet us. She's a whore. Sorry. No, I'm not. Whatever. And my stepmom shows up and is like, what the fuck is she doing here? Yeah. Funny. So she left. Not my stepmom. My dad's girlfriend. And 6th grade was over, right? And actually, my dad got another girlfriend who he had been with when he was 14. Yeah. And when that happened, she lives in North Carolina. She lives in North Carolina, still does. But anyways, 6th grade. Eventually, before 7th grade started, way before, my stepmom and my dad decided to break up. Well, they were gonna get a divorce. They recently got it like a year ago. And yeah. And my dad went to go see this girl in North Carolina. And then a week later, he comes back because I was at my mom's. And he took me and my sister to North Carolina for literally like 2 weeks. It was a great vacation. And then I was really surprised. We were on the beach, and me and my sister were there, and my dad pops a question. He goes, if you were to have to choose where you want to live, would it be down in North Carolina or with your mother? And me and my sister were like, oh, thank God. Like, literally. We were like, Mom, we want to live with Mom. So, like, the next couple days we go back home, we pack all of our stuff, and we're literally at our mom's. We move in with our mom, who lived with our grandparents. And I love my mom. She's, like, the best person. And then, yeah, my dad goes to North Carolina and lives there. And then the winter later, me and my sister went down for, like, they kept us for, like, 3 weeks. And I was a really bad child, and I went after everybody else, so they let us smoke and drink. Right, yeah, not a good idea. And, yeah, and then it was literally the worst 3 weeks ever, because my dad just kept screaming at my sister for no reason, and then his girlfriend, which, she was actually pretty nice then. Ow. Okay, and then the summer later, obviously my sister didn't want to go at all. I was planning on going to his house all summer, and I go to his house. It was good. I got a job, but towards the end of the summer, he, I had a lot of money. I had like $400, $500. Well, I spent like $200, so $300. Through the middle of it, he was like, he was talking about how he had a ticket and he didn't want to, like, go to, like, get his license suspended. He wasn't even asking me for money. I offered to give him money, and I ended up giving him money. He only paid me back half, so he still owes me, like, $100. I gave him 200 some. And then, okay, he owes me, like, $50, I think. And then, like, a week or so, oh, sorry. Okay, so, backstory. My dad and his girlfriend would get drunk literally almost every night, drink alcohol and stuff. Oh, and what I heard from the bedroom, luckily I had my own little room. But anyways, I went into, towards the end of my summer, well, when I was there, my mom and my dad, my dad's girlfriend and them got drunk one night, and they got into this huge-ass argument and everything. Of course, she slapped him and stuff. And, turns out she fell on her head. And she was bleeding everywhere, and the smell of blood is, it's gross. It's like iron, basically. And then she had to get naked, and I had to put her in the shower and shower her and make sure she was okay. And then soon after that, she's out. And I guess I said something, like that I was on his side because my dad does not choose the right girls. Not that my stepmom wasn't right. Well, she wasn't right. She's a great person. I love her. They were just not a good mix. But, she basically physically abused me and, like, pounded on my chest. And then my dad basically hit her. Yeah, and then she was getting so crazy that she was in the kitchen about ready to kill herself. So, I have panic attacks every now and then, right? Trauma. Well, and then the neighbors called the cops. Yeah, the cops were like, she abused you. Yeah, they did. They were like, if she's calmed down now, like after like 2 hours, and they left. Well, that bitch was not calmed down. She basically abused me again, got me on the floor, and like punched my chest. Great. And I had red marks on my chest, which went away. Yeah, obviously. She was out back, which was a pond out back. She wasn't in the pond, she was by it. And she decides to call the cops because her crazy ass, yeah. And they come. And So I'm outside and my dad and the cops, and I'm like 10 feet away because they don't want me to hear anything. Well, obviously I can hear. They were talking, and then they asked her to stay inside, and she was like, no, crazy ass, I won't stay inside. Literally called the cop that. And he was like, you know what? He abused her. I mean, she abused her, as in she abused me. She's going to jail. First time she was ever arrested. And apparently it was my fault. Yeah. And later. Yeah. So later after all that, she was basically toned down. She wasn't gonna be crazy all over me and everything. Went to go get her from jail. Well, guess who bailed her out? Me, because my dad was poorer than me. Exactly. And yeah, to this day he owes me $210. My mom gave me it, but I'm still on his ass. I mean, I don't talk, whatever. And the week before I left, I was at my dad's boss's house, which was great because I hung out with her son and we went on the trampoline and played Call of Duty and went fishing, which fun. And basically, when they went to go take me back to Pennsylvania, which we were in North Carolina, yeah, we went back and we slept in Lancaster, whatever, at her mom's house, his girlfriend's mom's house. And, yeah, it was great. They were talking about going camping, and I was like, I don't want to go camping, I want to go to mom's. And he was like, whatever. So I ended up being taken to meet with my mom and go to my mom, and I was so relieved. I had been really nice to her, but then a week later was the court date that she would have got arrested. And they were like, can you make a court date, like make a statement via email for the court date that says that she didn't do anything? And I was like, she did, though. He was like, well, do you want her to go to jail? And I was like, I didn't want her to abuse me. He was like, whatever, Jesse. Wow. So I still made it. Whatever. And then, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Ever since then, my dad doesn't talk to me anymore. He doesn't care to. He only talks to my sister because he knows I hate him. But I don't hate him. I just want best for him and I want him to change. Which may seem like a crock of bullshit because he's an adult and he can change, but it can be really hard for people to change when... And the funny part is, he's still with that girl who abused me. Ew. It's just great, right? Well, I'm gonna go cry. Probably watch Grey's Anatomy.